Hey guys, Jacob Moon here, and just wanted to give you a little update on how I'm doing. People have asked, and it's been, well, I guess 2 weeks now since the accident. What accident, you say? Well, this overzealous dad decided to take his two sons to the toboggan hill and proceeded to do some, you know, daredevil, death-defying stunts to amuse his kids and the dads of his kids' friends. Um, Things got out of hand. Snow was flying. I couldn't see where I was going. And I managed to run headfirst into a tree and hit pretty hard, like hard enough to really ring my bell, and flipped me onto my back. And then I just was like, I don't know if I can move. I had a lot of head trauma. I had a lot of neck trauma. um, I was like, man, this is probably pretty bad. And of course, people ran right down there. Some people were nurses, and they were like, okay, don't move your neck. We're not going to move you at all. We're going to wait for the ambulance to get here. So I was just staring up at the sky. Started a series of hours of just staring up. Uh, and just thinking like, man, what's going on? If I can I feel my legs, I can feel my arms, but my neck feels like it's been pretty wrecked. Um, so yeah, because I hit it really hard, like it was like ow, and my head got lacerated and stuff too. It looked like apparently it looked pretty ugly. Um, so the ambulance arrived pretty fast, maybe about 10 minutes later, and got me onto a stretcher, a little bifurcated plastic stretcher. They clipped together underneath me and then whisked me away. And while they did, some of my friends, who were there to help, they helped me just keep me positive. One of the guys was a motocross racer, and he'd been in a bunch of accidents, hurt his scapula, snapped his femur. He did all kinds of crazy stuff, um, riding motorbikes. And so I thought, well, if he survived, all of that stuff, I can make it through this. I just got to hang in there. So that gave me a lot of courage. I was uncomfortable, but I knew that I would get out the other side somehow. And so they got me to the hospital, waited around in a stretcher for a long time and emerged. And then finally, a few hours later, the doctor was able to see me and, said, okay, well, let's just see if you can walk. And I was, pretty uncomfortable in the neck area, so I wasn't sure if I should, but I got up and I could walk. I was like, I wanted to dance practically. But the neck, he said, yeah, it's been, we're gonna get some tests, we're gonna get some x-rays. They did all that, the CT scan, all that stuff, MRI. And they determined that I had a slip disc. And, a week later determined that I had basically kind of had some inflammation on the spine, has made it so that I can't do certain things with my right arm. Um, and people have asked, can you play the guitar? And I'm like, yeah, I can play the guitar for a while. And then it's kind of like, the pain starts to kind of kick in and stuff. And so I'm trying to ease into it, play a little bit at a time. I can play for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it starts talking to me. So the arm's range of motion is what's been impinged because there's a C5 injury, and that's related to the deltoids. So in the shoulder, the supportive muscles that help you to kind of raise your hand, kind of thing like this, as far as I can kind of get it, whereas the other one kind of goes right up, right? So it's and it's the same thing out to the side. So it just means I'm a little gimpy in the right arm, kind of thing right now, and the head trauma has healed up. I don't have a concussion, which is amazing. I'm not sensitive to light and noise. 2 weeks in, so I think I'm in the clear as far as that goes. Um, and the shoulder has got some pain and some discomfort, and there's probably some muscles that aren't firing, and so they're kind of going dark on me here. So I'm trying to keep them stimulated with physio exercises every day, acupuncture, electric shock therapy kind of thing to kind of shock the stimulate the muscles with electricity. Yeah, doing all that. I'm going to look see an osteopath hopefully soon, and maybe he'll be able to, with little sort of small, gentle manipulations, be able to kind of deal with that spinal area. Maybe not right away, but maybe in time. So that's kind of what's going on with me right now. Never had such a big dramatic thing happen to me where I had to go to the hospital for such a thing, or be so kind of bedridden for so many days in a row. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent in a little extra something something via the PayPal link and the Interac e-transfer. I was just, yeah, so moved by the generosity that flowed my way to keep me going through these days. So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate that. And it's just made it so that I don't have to stress about getting back to live streaming every day to kind of make my living and all that stuff. So, because that's kind of how I've been doing it over the last year, has just been live streaming, on the regular, just so that I can kind of make this the equivalent amount that I would have made being on the road touring. So, which I love to do. I love live streaming. It's a lot of fun. I love to play. I love to create new music videos and stuff. And there'll be more of that coming for sure. I'm going to focus my efforts this week on seeing if I can get that guitar live looping course off the ground. I've got I've got an account with Teachable. They're just waiting for me to put the content and all the stuff up there. It's a lot of work to kind of construct all the stuff. But I want to do it, and I'm finally got some energy back. I'm not like needing several naps a day anymore. And so slowly but surely, they're hoping that the function in my right arm will be restored just spontaneously, just by release of the pressure and on the spine, and the fluid being reabsorbed into the body. If that happens, then my arm should just return, to full range of motion, while needing strengthening, of course, through physio and workouts to get back to where it was. But that would be the best possible outcome. I don't want to have surgery. Surgery's no good. They have to like go in here and like make room in the spine and, put screws in, and, I don't want anybody monkeying around on my spine with a Phillips screwdriver. So see if we can avoid that at all costs. And yeah, so that's, or shoulder, surgery wouldn't be much fun either if it was a rotator cuff tear or something like that. So, but people don't think it's a tear. They just think it's kind of this nerve business, which takes a long time to kind of heal back. So it could be 4 or 6 weeks. We don't know. In the meantime, I'm going to soldier through, I'm going to muddle through, and I'm going to keep making stuff for you guys. And this is the only time I've done like a, post injury update video. This is the first of its kind, hopefully the last of its kind. I've been chastened by this experience, and I don't think I'm going to be doing any crazy tobogganing stunts in the future. So my wife will be happy to know that I've said that to you guys publicly, and I can be held to it. So there you go. Thank you again for all that you've done to support me. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see much more music hopefully coming out in the month of March. Got some new singles coming out on Spotify. Watch for one this Tuesday. I'm going to release Don't Stop, the Fleetwood Mac cover that I did. And and then a bunch of other things will kind of drip on their way out onto Spotify over the coming weeks. Check out my new thing on Spotify. It's called Floodplain. That's just me and Corey Alstead doing piano and guitar, gentle acoustic instrumentals. Very good music for meditating, praying, reading, thinking, being. It's really rewarding stuff to work on, and I think it's hitting a nerve, and it's kind of reaching people in these days. So Floodplain is on Spotify, and you can hear the first 3 songs that we've made, of hopefully many, many more this year. Hoping to get at least 12 out this year if we can. All right, guys, we'll talk to you real soon, but thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging with me. I really, really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you out there on Patreon really soon. All right, cheers.